I think all of our identities are at risk today. There's been a change, I suppose, in the last 5 or so years where digital identity has become a much more important part of our lives. Everybody has digital relationships now, much more so than they used to have. I probably have over 150 different businesses that I have a digital identity with.
There is an issue with personally identifiable information. There has been for a long time. We've seen it with things like Cambridge Analytica and various different organisations abusing the trust that we put in them. But the real fundamental problem with personally identifiable information is that there's a real push and pull between the privacy us users want to achieve in terms of I don't really want my data out there, and the pull being the businesses we take services with who want our personally identifiable information. They want to be able to verify we are who we say we are. They want to be able to authenticate us at the front end, back end and middle end of their businesses. But also they want to be able to market to us, they want to be able to upsell, cross-sell, all of which is perfectly reasonable. But do they really need to hold the depth of personally identifiable information that they do? There are a number of things that make Nomidio different. And when I look at the marketplace as a whole, the standard is I'm going to take your data, I'm going to hold it in my environment, and I'm going to verify you against it. That is the biggest difference that we have in Nomidio. We don't expect people to hold the data themselves, we expect people to hold the data they need themselves. We'll look after the rest. We have this saying that we are confidently secure and uniquely private, and we live by that. So the whole idea is to push the ownership of our identities back down to the user so that they can manage who gets to see what about them.
The Nomidio PII cloud is essentially a quantum-safe, encrypted cloud for storing personal identifiable information. Nomidio IDaaS is our first service based on the Nomidio PII cloud. Nomidio IDaaS is a biometric customer identity service which lets businesses verify their customers without using passwords and security questions. Nomidio is delivered as a service, doesn't require purchasing software, implementing systems within your own contact centres. It is delivered entirely from the cloud as a service.
And when I look at IDaaS as an example, the Identity as a Service platform, we've integrated that with Amazon Connect. We can get that up and running in less than 10 minutes. IDV, or ID and V as it's sometimes known, is all about legally verifying that someone is who they say they are. So being able to take their document, compare their biometrics to that document, automate the checks, have oversight, either randomly or always, depending on the business's requirements, and then be able to mark them as a verified identity. Now, really useful if you're doing things like lending someone lots and lots of money. You want to know that the person you're lending the money to is who they say they are, lives where they say they do, etc. And that's what ID and V does.
Some of our launch customer with our IDV services seen a five-fold increase in the amount of business they're doing around remote identification of people without the need to have face-to-face interaction. So quite a significant change, but we're in a good position to deal with it. It's owned centrally by the data being owned by you as a consumer. The businesses can use that and access it and benefit from it, but they don't have control of your digital identity as a consumer.